Monday's violence in Ladakh was cold, calculated, premeditated by China. Chinese soldiers led an unprovoked attack on Indian troops with clubs wrapped with barbed wire, iron rods with nails, sticks and stones. And now amidst politics over whether the soldiers were in fact unarmed, Minister of External Affairs Jai Shankar S has clarified and said that the soldiers were indeed armed, but that they did not use their arms, possibly because of the protocol that forbids the use of firearms in a border situation. This is a difficult issue to understand for most, including me, considering when there is a grave provocation, violence, a life and death situation. How is it that the Indian troops did not use their arms, or is there more than meets the eye? Joining me live, Rohan Gupta, spokesperson of the Congress Party. But before that, I want to go across to Brigadier Sandeep Thapar, a very well-known army veteran, former infantryman, a man who has served in Jammu and Kashmir and has served on, in border areas as well. Brigadier Thapar, coming to you first, what did you make of Minister Jai Shankar's clarification to Rahul Gandhi, sir, where he says that the troops were carrying firearms, but there are protocols against the use of such firearms? It's difficult to understand.
Sure, thank you for getting me on your show. I don't want to get into the political issue, but let me explain one thing. I operated there, I patrolled there till as late as 1998, 99. We used to carry weapons. There is nothing in the treaty which forbids usage of weapon. Hearing this, everyone talking about weapons not being carried, I checked up from colleagues who've served in that area later, who retired recently, who've commanded brigades, sectors. They have all confirmed that even now troops carry weapons, but weapons are calibrated by slinging them downwards. The magazines are removed so that you don't accidentally fire. Now, having said that, as an infantryman, let me say, when a CO gets killed, and in that brutal manner, all your rules go out of the window.
Yeah.
I do not, in my understanding, possibly since in the 6th June meeting, it was agreed that de-induction would take place by both sides. In good faith, this party went under the CO that there's a treaty and we are just going to check. Possibly the armed elements were left at the base so that we do not annoy the enemy, and these unarmed people went up. Consequently, why weapons were not used by the other party? Yes, there could be a certain amount of hesitation on their part that firing has never happened. What if we use that weapon? And then they were overwhelmed by the Chinese by sheer numbers. But I do not agree to the suggestion that weapons will not be used in such dire circumstances. They should have been used, and all treaties can be put to rest. If the enemy is not going to follow a certain code of conduct or your ethics or rules of engagement, they are not binding on you any longer.
Brigadier Thapar, just to summarize, because you're an infantryman and we need to understand this very closely, Shazia of the BJP also with me live, and I'll go to the politicians in a moment. But Brigadier Thapar, to summarize what you're saying very, very specifically, because I don't want to get it wrong, you're saying nothing, all rules should have gone out of the window when a CO was getting, killed in front of the men. But you're saying that the sequence of events might hold the answers. The armed elements might have been left somewhere behind. The other troops might have gone ahead without arms. They may have been, overwhelmed by the Chinese numbers. So you're saying that the actual answer lies in the details and the sequence of this event, sir?
Absolutely, absolutely. When a CO went with a small party, obviously he left his protection party. Even in a normal CI, when a CO moves, he moves with a protection party.
Right.
So the protection party may have been left at the base when they started climbing up, or at a convenient place that you don't come with us, so that those guys don't get rattled. And when the CO was attacked, if it's my unit or any other unit, the Jawans would have reacted. Possibly they were overwhelmed. The Chinese ensured that they encircled them and did not permit them to use of weapons.
Okay.
Otherwise, there is no reason why weapons would have been used. I would have used them.
Okay, so you're a very strong statement. You're saying you would have used it, but you imagine that the details might hold the answers over why they were not used. And you're also saying that while there may have been some hesitation about using them because of the protocol and they've not been used for so many years, there, you're saying that you, if in your personal capacity, if you were there and you've patrolled in that area, you would have used it. Rohan Gupta of the Congress Party, Rahul Gandhi has taken on this issue of unarmed soldiers and made it seem like the government has, disarmed those soldiers and sent them to, treatise with the Chinese. The Minister of External Affairs has now directly responded to Rahul Gandhi. You've heard from the External Affairs Minister, Rohan. You've also heard from a bipartisan infantry man. He's had a very nuanced take on this whole unarmed controversy. What would you say now, Rohan?
Shiv, it's really shameful that for BJP ministers and BJP spokesperson, only self-protection is of importance, nothing else. I'm just reading the tweet of Lieutenant General Panag, retired Lieutenant General. Article 6 of 1996 agreement. These agreements apply to the border management and shall not apply while dealing with the tactical military situation. Lastly, when lives of soldiers and security of post territory threaten, CBR on the spot can use all the weapons at his disposal, including the artillery. So I am again going with the officer just spoke. How can you talk? How shameful it can go that you are saying that you are not using arms because of the agreement. When your opponent, your enemy is killing your Jawans and you are saying that you are following the rules. Come on, how can they make statement?
Shazia, the allegation from the Congress party is that some kind of order, the insinuation is that some kind of order has come saying you would better not use your weapons. It doesn't matter if you're getting massacred, but you better not use your weapons, is the insinuation. That's the insinuation. Shazia, you can answer that.
And you are talking about rules.
Also highly presumptive.
BJP, which is exposed in front of nation today.
Okay.
For them, only self-protection.
Rohan, let Shazia answer you. I'll come back to you. And I'll bring Colonel Rohit Dev in also.
You are expert in these matters. Which government will reply in this situation
Can I come in, please?
like this?
Yeah. Rohan?
The 1966 agreement.
Rohan, let Shazia answer.
Not
So
to
I think
repeat
BJP
himself.
is honored from
Okay.
other sources. They are
I would like to ask
Rohan, no, since we have limited time, can we, Rohan, one second. Let Shazia answer. Shazia, go ahead.
Yes. Rohan, you and your, your boss, Mr. Rahul Gandhi, need to know a few things before you make such insinuations. And it's highly presumptive on your part to think that that our soldiers could have used the weapons but did not use them because of the treaties which spell out the need for peace and tranquility to prevail. Obviously, there was nothing peaceful and tranquil about what the Chinese did, and they were ambushed and they were caught unawares. So please don't presume that they could have used the weapons and they did not. I heard Colonel Dinny, who was the ex-commanding officer of the Pangong So battalion, and he clearly said that they do carry firearms and they're not used, obviously, because that has been the protocol. But the fact of the matter is that we do not know enough about the ambush and the details that took place. The Chinese also did not fire any bullets. They also used spiked rods. They prepared for it, and our men were outnumbered. And this was premeditated. This was a vicious carnage, so to speak, which is most unbecoming of any army, in the world. So I would like to ask Rohan to use his words with caution and ask Mr. Rahul Gandhi also not to question the valor
Rohan,
or the authority or the preparedness of our soldiers in face of such an attack that took place on the 15th.
I have Colonel Rohit Dev, who's also a former soldier, who's with me live. Colonel Dev, a lot of politics has broken out over this unarmed, they were armed, why didn't they use their arms, etc. between the BJP and the Congress. We've heard one infantryman, give a very nuanced answer saying the truth may be in the details and the sequence of what really happened. Where do you stand on this, sir? For many people, it's a difficult idea to wrap their heads around the fact that protocol was the reason why the arms were not used at a time when barbaric murder was taking place with these troops.
Shiv, the short point is that whatever happened on that evening on 15th till night will come out in details insofar as the military realm is concerned. Suffice to say, there was a protocol in order. If you have noticed the fallout of this incident and the news coming in, from both sides, there is no mention of guns being used. So let's, for the time being, keep it at that. That's not the issue. The moot point is, there is something in writing, and I've seen all the Twitter handles which are trying to show that article on Twitter. If you read it very carefully, it does not show anywhere that what should be the protocol reaction in terms of use of weapons. I've heard eminent journals talking about the stand where it's a tactical issue or otherwise. It is not a tactical issue. If you have been given a task to go to the site.
Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.